यस, 5 ऐसे सीक्रेट्स यूनिवर्स के, 5 माइंड ब्लोइंग सीक्रेट्स। ये सेशन जो है ये डीप सेशन होने वाला है, और जो लोग भी ये सेशन देख रहे हैं, मैं सबको ये बताना चाहूंगा कि ये आपने जान लिया ना, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको ना एक रिलैक्सेशन हर वक्त रहेगा आपके मन में। और वो 5 सीक्रेट क्या है, ये तो ऐसे थोड़ी ना है कि आराम से मैं बता दूं, आपको तो पहले ही पता चल जाएगा। ये आप धीरे धीरे ये सेशन जैसे आगे बढ़ता जाएगा, आप एंजॉय कीजिए, देखिए, जानिए उस 5 रहस्य के बारे में, जो जिसको पता चल जाता है वो फिर जो नहीं है ये सारा माया, ये पूरी माया जाल, उससे बाहर निकलने के तरफ उसकी जर्नी स्टार्ट हो जाती है। एंड आज हमारे साथ कृष्णन भैया है। कृष्णन भैया, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है सत्वा टॉक्स के इस सेशन में। और ये सेशन का एक पर्पस है, पर्पस यही है कि जो भी ये देखे, कहीं से भी देखे, चाहे वो कोई भी देश में हो, उसके चेहरे पे मुस्कान आ जाती है, उनकी लाइफ सेलिब्रेशन बन जाती है, और हम सब मिलके एक स्ट्रेस फ्री, वायलेंस फ्री सोसाइटी का निर्माण करें, उसके लिए हम लोगों को इंस्पायर करते हैं। और ये चीज बहुत दिन से करते आ रहे हैं, और बहुत लोगों को बहुत बेनिफिट भी मिलता आ रहा है। आपके जो कमेंट्स आते हैं, आपके जो कॉल्स आते हैं, रियली मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है ये जान के कि कितना प्रभाव पड़ रहा है आपके जीवन में। और मैं अब अभी कृष्णन सर को भी इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहूंगा ग्रुप के आगे। सो टॉकिंग अबाउट हिम, he is basically cost and management accountant by profession. He is associated with Art of Living for more than 20 years with international exposure. He teaches Sri Yoga program, happiness program, wellness program, corporate programs, de-addiction program. He has worked as a general manager for Toyota Motors in Muscat, Oman for more than 35 years in the spare parts management. He is currently based in मुंबई, थाने, और आज हमारे बीच है। सर, आपने मटेरियलिस्टिक जगत के लगभग बहुत सारे पीक्स देखे हैं, जिसे हम आज के टाइम में सक्सेस बोलते हैं, और उसके बाद मींस जो इस लेवल पे जाते हैं, तो उनको जीवन का एक बड़ा जो नहीं होता है कि जो जिस चीज के लिए लोग टेंड करते हैं कि हाँ मुझे वहां तक पहुंचना है, वो सारी चीजें आपने अपने जीवन में की है। उसके बाद आप स्पिरिचुअलिटी में भी रहे हैं, तो आपका एक्सपीरियंस हम सबको बहुत लाभ देगा। और हम वो जानना चाहते हैं रियली वो 5 क्या सीक्रेट है इस यूनिवर्स के, जो रहस्य के रहस्य ही रहे हैं। यस, ओवर टू यू सर, प्लीज अनम्यूट।
Jai Gurudev, Namaste. Thank you, Abhishek ji, for giving me this opportunity to share this. Okay. In fact, शुभांगी ने काफी टाइम से मेरे से रिक्वेस्ट की थी कि आप आ जाओ इस सेशन में, लेकिन जब भी वो मुझसे पूछती थी तो मैं ट्रैवल करता था, तो मौका नहीं मिला। तो आज उसने तकरीबन आई थिंक 4 बजे शाम को मेरे को फोन किया और बोला कि आ सकती हो क्या। सो वंदना जी ने भी मेरे को पूछा था, तो मैं बोला ठीक है आज कर लेते हैं। टाइम शॉर्ट है फिर भी कर लेते हैं, नहीं तो पोस्टपोन होता जा रहा है। एनीवे, थैंक यू वेरी मच। सो ऐसा है ना, सो गुरु जी कहते हैं कि देयर आर 5 मेन सीक्रेट्स ऑफ दिस क्रिएशन ऑफ द यूनिवर्स। हाँ, वो हम तो उसके बारे में थोड़ा चर्चा करेंगे एंड विल शेयर व्हाट एवर नॉलेज वी हैव। ओके, तो पहला रहस्य है, ओके, द फर्स्ट सीक्रेट इज द जनन रहस्य, द सीक्रेट ऑफ बर्थ। ओके, सेकेंड सीक्रेट जो है मरण रहस्य, द सीक्रेट ऑफ डेथ। और तीसरा रहस्य है राज रहस्य, मीन्स हाउ द यूनिवर्स इज बीइंग गवर्न्ड और मैनेज्ड। एंड फोर्थ जो है प्रकृति रहस्य, प्रकृति मीन्स हाउ द नेचर वर्क्स। और लास्ट जो है उसको कहते हैं मंत्र रहस्य, हाउ दिस मंत्रास work. Okay, what is the importance of mantras and how it affects us? Okay, so ek karke I'll just share my knowledge of whatever I know or what I understood from the whole thing. Okay, And in between, I will also try to bring some learnings which we have from the various Upanishads what Gurudev has spoken about. Okay, तो उसका भी मैं थोड़ा उसका जिक्र करूंगा वहां पे. ठीक है. तो पहला है जनन रहस्य. Okay, so this is a secret which अभी एक तो what is most important here is all these are इसको कहते हैं ना the closely guarded secret by the subtle bodies or the subtle beings. जो beings जो होते हैं ना इसके अलग अलग टाइप के होते हैं. तो ये जो subtle beings हैं they don't have a physical body but they do exist. We'll come to that a little later. So these are the secrets which are closely guarded by these subtle bodies. तो ये जनन रहस्य तो क्या है इसका क्या महत्व है कि you know how जनन and मृत्यु both are related to the soul and all of us know है ना. सबको पता है कि हमारा आत्मा का गहरा संबंध है. तो ये जो है how the soul is born, कैसे ये आत्मा का जन्म होता है और कैसे आत्मा किसी शरीर में जाती है और कहाँ कैसे रहती है वहां पे. ओके. और क्या होता है कि उसके बाद सेकंड जो होता है मरण रहस्य. तो हाउ दिस सोल एग्जिट्स द बॉडी, हाउ द सोल एग्जिट्स द बॉडी. सो दीज टू आर कवर्ड इन दिस पर्टिकुलर फर्स्ट एंड द सेकंड वन. तो इसमें you know गुरुजी ने I think all of us must have heard जो कठोपनिषद है ना, उसमें काफी सारा ज्ञान भी है. तो मैं आई जस्ट लाइक टू शेयर व्हाट एवर एटलीस्ट नो व्हाट आई रिमेंबर. एक तो गुरुजी क्या बोलते हैं कि यू नो द सोल हाउ डज इट गेट फॉर्म्ड. एक तो है जस्ट लाइक यू नो जब व्हेन द सोल इज कंसीव्ड राइट व्हेन द यूनियन टेक्स प्लेस क्या होता है ना इट्स लाइक ए स्पार्क. लाइक दो तार को मिलाते हैं ना तो उसमें एक स्पार्क होता है राइट एंड दैट फॉर्म्स एन एनर्जी है ना. सो दैट energy becomes a soul, right? And the type of soul is decided by the energy of that particular spark. है ना? So the type of the soul, the quality of the soul, everything depends on that particular union, which is like a spark. That's how the soul is formed. Okay. Now the soul has its own way of deciding which body to choose. काफी सारा टाइम ये सोल जो है ना it is able to decide which body it has to enter. Okay, and then many times it decides the parents who are supposed to be together. So काफी सारा टाइम ऐसा भी होता है when the soul is formed and the body is coming, the baby is coming out, it takes birth. काफी सारा टाइम ऐसा भी होता है कि आफ्टर सम टाइम यू फाइंड दैट बोथ द कपल दे सेपरेट, दे डोंट लिव टुगेदर. सो द सोल हैड अ पर्पस ऑफ ब्रिंगिंग दीज टू पीपल टुगेदर है ना. सो क्या होता है ना दूसरी बात क्या है कि द सोल is like how what is the soul? So Kathopanishad में कहा गया है कि the soul is also called the Purusha. So the Purusha is like the thumb, you know, the thumb का जो ऊपर का हिस्सा है, that is the size of the soul. So we have the physical heart. Same way, this is another subtle heart. Yeah. So this is another very important thing about the soul. Now, there are some people who are called the Siddhas or the enlightened masters. The enlightened masters जो है ना, उनको क्या है? They come to the universe, they take birth mainly for a universal cause. वो इसके लिए नहीं आते हैं कि to live a normal kind of, you know, to lead a normal life or to do a normal thing. So like हमारे गुरुजी हैं जो कृष्णा थे आए थे जो all these people have taken birth for a particular reason and that is more for the universal good. So क्या होता है ना कि soul takes birth for a universal cause. So enlightened people have their what you can say, the power or the capability of doing that. So I will just bring in a bit of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra here. हम सभी ने तो सुना होगा पतंजलि योगा सूत्र ना, तो उसमें कहा गया है कि वो तो उसमें क्या होता है ना, okay, starts with saying that drishtha swarupya avasthanam, going from the scenery to the seer, then vritya aati hai, then we have the obstacles in the path of yoga, and how we identify the obstacles. And उसमें कहा गया है कि ईश्वरा is Ishvara or the God is a soul which is free of misery. A soul which is free of misery is Ishvara. Okay. So अब क्या हुआ कि what happens to a soul which has misery, right? So then what happens? That soul accumulates karma, right? So क्या है ना कि this particular, why I'm talking about this particular thing is that उसके बाद गुरुजी अपना पतंजलि में कहा गया है कि what are the causes of misery? Okay, I'm just touching on that a little so that we come to the final thing. So what are the causes of misery? There are 5 causes which is mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. उसमें क्या है? अविद्या, अस्मिता, रागा, द्वेषा और अभिनिवेशा. Okay. So these are the 5 causes of misery. So इसमें क्या होता है ना, in the latest version of Patanjali Yoga Sutra, if you would have heard, Gurudev mentions something very beautiful. This abhinivesha is what is fear, right? So it said, Gurudev says that the abhinivesha, the fear is like salt in the food. कि थोड़ी मात्रा में उसकी जरूरत है. Okay, उसको क्यों जरूरत है कि especially, what Gurudev says is the enlightened masters, the fear is actually known as the sankalpa. The bit of sankalpa that they come with in this planet, वो संकल्प लेके आते हैं कि मेरा ये मिशन है इस जन्म में. The soul is born for a particular reason, that I have come for this particular purpose. And when they have that particular mission, क्या होता है ना, the prakriti or the nature helps them to live in this planet till that mission is achieved. Like हमने सुना होगा ना कि कृष्णा जो आए थे, he gave Bhagavad Gita at the age of 125 something, है ना, उतने दिन तक वो जिंदा रहे क्योंकि वो आए थे इस मिशन के साथ. So he was born for that particular purpose of giving the Bhagavad Gita. So he had to wait till the age of 125, but he was alive till then. Right? So that's what is also mentioned in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Okay. Now we'll go to the second one, which is Mudra Rahasya. Okay. इसमें क्या होता है ना कि again in the Kathopanishad, there are certain things which are mentioned as to how the soul, it leaves the body. Right? एक तो होता है ना कि when the soul is, before the soul leaves the body, all the senses withdraw one by one. Yeah, जो बोलते हैं ना कि sense of touch, sense of taste, then the smell, then the sight and the hearing. So all this go one by one. And then what happens? The soul, it shrinks. वो छोटा हो जाता है and it snaps out. Means it leaves the body. Okay. तो उसमें क्या होता है ना? Also, it is mentioned there are different ways the soul can leave the body. Sometimes you see the soul leaves through the eyes. That's why when we see some people who are dead, eyes are open. Sometimes it goes out through the mouth. So that's why you sometimes see the mouth is open. Yeah. So there are different ways. And one more way is it can go through the anus and also through the top of the head. Sasra jo bolte hai na. So these are the various ways the soul exits the body. Okay. And then it is understood that the soul jo hai na, that is when the soul becomes free from the body, it is like, a total freedom. Like, जो होता है ना तो बंद, इतने दिन से वो बंद था अंदर, बॉडी के अंदर, तो बाहर निकल आता है ना तो उसको बहुत सारा freedom मिल जाता है. So this soul, it is generally believed that it remains for almost 10 days around. It goes round and round. Okay, that is why when somebody passes away, we always light a candle for 10 days. Yeah, we say that the candle has to be kept alive, or a lamp, not a candle, it's a lamp which has to be kept alive for 10 days. Yeah, and then within this 10 days, almost within the 10 days, the soul finds another body. It moves to another body. Right? So उसमें क्या है ना, again here there are people, because एक बार किसी ने सवाल भी पूछा था गुरुदेव को कि क्या हर सोल जो बॉडी को छोड़ती है दूसरे सोल में आ जाती है. So गुरुदेव ने कहा कि almost 98% of the souls which leave the body find another body. And he smilingly said only 2% of the soul which do not take birth again. Right? These are the Siddhas. They are called the Siddhas or the enlightened masters. But they again come back maybe after 100 years, 200 years, after 1,000 years. So that soul knows when to come back again. So these are the enlightened soul. Abhi kya hota hai na, कि when the soul leaves the body, it's like a balloon. Na, jo balloon jo hota hai na, वो shrink hota hai na, तो the deflated balloon, it leaves the body. Right? So उसमें क्या है, सपोज आप एक बलून को देखो और बलून में कभी लिखा होता है ना हमेशा हैप्पी बर्थडे, हैप्पी एनिवर्सरी, जो भी है वो सब लिखा होता है. सो जब बलून खुला होता है सब हमको दिखता है वहां पे. लेकिन जब बलून जो है ना डिफ्लेट हो जाता है तो दिखता है क्या? वी डोंट सी दैट, है ना. सो दैट्स द सेम सिचुएशन विद द सोल. व्हाट हैपेंस, द सोल कैरीज विद इट ऑल द इंप्रेशंस. ओके, सो द इंप्रेशंस गेट कैरीड फॉरवर्ड, मतलब it shrinks in the soul, and when it enters the other body, it again comes back like a balloon, opens like a balloon. So उसमें क्या होता है ना, that is why every soul that leaves the body carries the past impressions. जो भी impressions होते हैं ना उसको carry करके जाते हैं. That's what is called the karma. Yeah. So these are the few things we know out of what we have learned in the Upanishads about the secret of birth and death. Of course, it's a huge story. It's about Nachiketa talking to Yaman. It's a big thing, but I just took out whatever are relevant for this particular topic. Okay. Now the third one is the Raja Rahasya. तो हमने जनन रहस्य के बारे में सुना और मरण रहस्य के बारे में सुना. Now we'll go to Raja Rahasya. So the Raja Rahasya is the secret of how the universe is being governed and managed. See, the universe works in a particular way. So there is a way it is going, right? And it is how orderly way it is being managed. That is part of the Raja Rahasya. And related to that is the Prakriti Rahasya. The Prakriti Rahasya kya hota hai na? How the whole nature works, right? So the whole nature, the way it is created, the secrets behind the nature, mainly, kya hota hai na? The more we know about how the nature works, you see the whole nature works like a clockwork. The sun, the moon, the planets, everything is in its position, right? And there are so many creatures, so many forms of creation which are existing parallelly in this planet. But everything works together. It works like a clockwork. So the more, the science जो है ना, science का ज़्यादा से बहुत सारा discovery होता है about the creation. They say about the matter, they say about the vibration, they say about the dark matter. So all this kind of things, or they say that everything is not an atom. So the more and more the science has gone deeper into it, the more it has become a mystery. See, in our Upanishads, it has always been written, that the whole creation is one consciousness. कि आपने सुना होगा ना ईशावास्य Upanishad. See, in an Ishavasya Upanishad, it is clear. It said, Ishavasyam idam sarvam, means the whole creation is one consciousness. So उसमें थोड़ा सा secret बताया गया है, little bit of information is there. Like, see, the whole creation is one. And that consciousness is divided between every creation. So उसको बोलते हैं the universal consciousness is called the Brahman, and the individual consciousness, which is inside each one of us, not only human beings, inside every form of creation, whether it is, an animal, a bird, a tree. So by the way, every creation has got a life. Usko jo kala jo bolte hai na, like even a stone has got consciousness, but it is not so strong that it can move or it can express itself. So every form of creation, that air, fire, everything has got a different level of consciousness. And depending on that level of the, usko jo kala bolte hain, ek kala, do kala, uske hisab se its properties are varying. So, okay, anyway, so coming back to this, kya hota hai na, if you imagine the whole consciousness is one, and it is divided among every creation, right? Every part of the creation, it is divided. But still, you see the wonder or the secret that the universal consciousness remains the same. It doesn't reduce. Yeah? So it is like, jo bolte hai na, if you see, a mother delivers a baby, माँ बच्चे को जन्म देती है, ये माँ के अंदर से ही बच्चा बाहर आया है, लेकिन ऐसा है कि माँ भी कंप्लीट है, पूर्ण है, और बच्चा भी पूर्ण है. वो बच्चे की वजह से माँ की पूर्णता को कोई कमी नहीं आई है ना. So that is the beauty of this nature, or the secret of this nature, कि even though तो अपना जो शांति मंत्र भी है ना, पूर्णमिदं पूर्णस्य, वो जो शांति मंत्र, उसमें भी यही कहा गया है कि it's mathematics, no, of the whole consciousness is so beautiful that despite the fact it is divided, it still remains 100 only. If 100 is divided among so many, it should reduce, but that doesn't happen. Yeah, and everything works. The entire consciousness works together. So the whole creation is one consciousness. Yeah. So that's what is another secret about the क्या बोलते हैं, creation. Okay. So creation. So ये हो गया. तो that we learned, we discussed about Janma Rahasya, Marana Rahasya, then Raja Rahasya, Prakriti Rahasya. Now the fifth one is the Mantra Rahasya, the secret of the mantras. So mantras jo hai na, they are ultimately, they are the vibrations. So the mantras have very, very strong vibrations. There are some, what you can say, what is it called as, there is a word for it. I'm trying to recollect. Okay, the impulses. They are like the impulses or the rhythms. Impulses or the rhythms of the nature. That is called the mantras. So Sanskrit में मंत्र को कैसे बताया जाता है कि मननात् त्रायते इति mantra. So that which is repetitive is called the mantra. So हम काफी सारा जो मंत्र बोलते हैं ना, like गायत्री जप बोलते हैं, ओम नमः शिवाय बोलते हैं, ये सब repetitive होता है. So all these are vibrations. Or you are listening to Rudra, your Rudram, Chamakam, all these kind of mantras are there. Now, how does the mantras help? There is a bit of knowledge on this in the Kenopanishad में भी है. So उसमें Kenopanishad में हमने देखा है कि I think that also I'm sure all of you would have heard. There are different kind of subtle beings. तो एक तो हमारा gross body है, that we know. So after the gross body, the next level of subtle body is a pitra. Okay. So between gross body and the next one is the pitra. Then we have subtle bodies called the yakshas, right? And then we have gandharvas. Then we have kinnaras. Then the devas. Then the siddhas. तो ऐसे जाता है. There's a hierarchy of all these different kind of subtle beings. तो एक का अलग अलग रोल है. If you see the Gandharvas play a very important role in the art music field. So you find that the people who are artistic, they all are governed by the Gandharva energy, right? And the yakshas, if you see yakshas are there for every city or every unit of place. यहाँ भी थोड़ी थोड़ी जगह में एक एक यक्षा होते हैं. They protect that particular place or the city or the town. And the kinnaras are the one who influence the business. So mostly you find the businessmen, people who are in the line of trade, business, and who earn money by that, they are influenced by the kinnaras. Yeah. So uske upar aata hai devas. So what are the devas? Now, why I'm coming to devas is there's a relationship between mantras and the devas, which I'll explain to you, as we are understood in the Upanishad. So devas are kya hota hai na ki when the what we can say when the soul is being formed, the body is being formed, there is one particular cell which multiplies into different organs. It's one cell jo hota hai na pehle aata hai. Then that same cell multiplies into different organs. Like some cells become the eyes, some become the nose, some become the lungs, some become the heart, and everything. It gets distributed. And these different cells are called the devas. And these mantras, the mantras are the food for the devas. So आप imagine कर सकते हो कि जब भी आप chanting करते हो, मंत्रा बोलते हो, it affects each and every, it energizes, it affects every cell of our body. Right? And these mantras have been there since ages. मतलब ये सालों सालों से हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि आज से कर से. So they are already existing as a vibration in the whole universe. So उसका इतना सारा गहरा ऐसा असर है, बट उससे भी ज्यादा इसका भी कुछ है, सीक्रेट मिस्ट्री है behind the mantras. Yeah, because different mantras are chanted for different purposes. Like we have the Mrityunjaya mantra, right? So each mantra is chanted for a different reason, and these have been there since ages. The old rishis and the wise people, they have given the whole creation these mantras, and all these mantras have been downloaded over a period of time. So this is what little bit we know through the Ishwar mein bhi Guruji kehte hain. The mantras is food. It's like a food for the body, right? So all these are the things which you know from the various knowledge we have gained here and there. So I have just tried to put them all together. So beyond this also, there is something which is a secret in the entire creation. If our birth is a secret, the death is a secret, that is the soul, how it comes, how it goes is a secret. The life which is there in between, that is also a huge mystery, Hannah. Right? And the whole life is governed by what? हम काफी बार सुनते हैं ना, by we have got various interpretations how our life is governed, because क्या होता है ना, to come to a practical aspect, many times we see that the life goes in its own way, right? But that's why in the Upanishads it's always mentioned क्या drishtha swarupya avasthanam. So just be a witness. Come from the scenery to the seer. Withdraw from the senses, the objects of senses, yeah, and just observe. So that's what it is. And अपना जो कृष्णा है ना, वो भी बोलते हैं भगवद गीता में ना कि he is telling Arjuna, unfathomable are the ways of the karma, right? So that is again combining all the things, 5 things that we spoke or we tried to know about. The whole life itself is a mystery, and is governed by various laws, which we practically know as the law of the karma, right? So the best way to do this, to do more and more of meditation, do a lot of meditation, Yeah. And erase the impressions in the soul. That is the bottom line. Yeah. So the last line, the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, I just remembered, what Gurudev says is that as long as you have a will to live, right, you will go through the cyclic birth and death, the cyclic journey of birth and death. Now I recollect it. The cyclic journey of birth and death. Yeah. So that's what it is, as per my understanding.
There is
Yes.
one thing I just like to ask you, because we have talked about the 5 secrets.
Uh-huh.
And it is also said, I have heard Gurudev saying this, like this whole universe works in a rhythm.
Correct.
And to sync with that rhythm, there is one tool that we have got, that is Sudarshan Kriya. Can you just tell about the secret of Sudarshan Kriya?
Yeah. So, देखो, as far as we know, क्या होता है ना? See, the nature has a rhythm, है ना? See, the sun rises at a particular time, sets at a particular time. ऐसे ही the birds wake up at a particular time, they go to the nest at a particular time. Our body has got its own rhythm. We go to sleep at a particular time, we wake up at a particular time. है ना? Same way, our mind has got its own rhythm, mind, body. So everything in this universe has got a rhythm. So Sudarshan Kriya is harmonizing the entire 7 levels of our existence. जो है ना, the body, the breath, the mind, the intellect, the memory, the ego, and the self. ये सभी को it harmonizes with the rhythm of the nature. That is the secret of the Sudarshan Kriya. Yeah. So बस करते रहो.
Definitely, because sometimes I also feel, because कभी-कभी हो जाता है कि छूट जाता है. But once I do the Kriya, I feel like, okay, everything is in sync now. कुछ तो एक जो नहीं होते हैं, unmatched thing matched हो जाते हैं.
Yeah.
One more thing I would like to ask, because we are talking about this.
Yeah, I just want to add one more thing. Abhishek ji, can I just add something? आपने जो बोला, so Guruji क्या बोलते हैं? It's like this, when we do the Sudarshan Kriya, every cell of our body gets energized. Okay, so the cells of the body, they work on a particular, like a shift mechanism. At any point of time, certain cells are awake, certain cells are asleep. That is, some of them are active, some of them are not. Right? So क्या होता है ना, एक दिन हम क्रिया करने छोड़ देंगे, तो उस दिन जो ड्यूटी में रहेगा ना, जो सेल्स जो है, उनको वो एक्टिवेशन नहीं मिलेगा, वो द एनर्जी जो ये होता है ना, वो नहीं मिलेगा. That's the only thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess there are so many secrets of meditation also, I guess. एक question लेते हैं, because someone has asked a very interesting question on YouTube, Rohan Pawar ji. He is saying 800 crore is the population of world. Is the universal consciousness not stopping itself? How many souls are there in the universal consciousness as per Vedas? Because earlier there used to be less people. Now it is like it's a blast. Obviously in India, I guess other countries are having declining population, but in India it's a blast.
Yeah. So ऐसा है ना कि the creation, it never stops. अभी जितना ज्यादा souls बढ़ते भी जाते हैं, उतना घटते भी जाते हैं. Like, may not be a human soul, because what is whomsoever has asked the question is talk about the human population, whereas so many species exist in this planet. So uska continuously a churning is happening all over the planet. I mean the entire universe. Plus minus hota hi rehta hai. Yeah. So Guruji ne example bhi diya na कि the whole universe is a vibration, एक तरंग है. So if a butterfly, right, flaps its wings in, say, Africa, it has an effect maybe in some other part of the world, in India or in USA. So that's how it is. So the universe, the law of the universe is continuous creation. So how much it's there, how much is not there, that is again a mystery. We don't know.
One more very, I guess, interesting question has come up. Like, many people commit suicides. So they break the rhythm, obviously. So they what happens to them? They also take 10 days, or there is something different principle for them?
Yeah. See, anybody who commits suicide cannot escape from rebirth. They follow the same principle. Only thing क्या होता है ना, उनका जो suicide करने के टाइम जो impression होगा ना, जो that again becomes part of their karma. See, that's why what happens, people when they try to escape from the life and say commit suicide, they are not escaping from the karma. So they have to they'll again be reborn. They have to again take birth and they will follow the same process. Right? But क्या होता है ना कि some people, what happens when they commit suicide, the last minute, they have a lot of fear or a lot of such negative impressions, negative जो emotions आ जाते हैं at that time. So what happens? It becomes worse. So when the next soul, when the soul goes forward, it carries those negative emotions.
Because when we are touching on this topic, we have also heard like, okay, these places are haunted. There are so many souls maybe there for living for thousands of years. Is that true, or what do you believe?
See, we are not sure about this principle of haunting, right? See, sometimes what happens, a soul remains unsettled for some time till it finds another body. Till that time, it may remain. But as I mentioned, when somebody asked Gurudev this question, he said that 98% of the souls find another body. So it's very negligible that they don't exist, So age of principle of haunted, that is something which is still, we are not sure about it.
Okay, I guess there are so many questions more coming up.
Yeah.
Like, see, when the soul is not born also, and some soul have taken rebirth, but when we are doing the Pitra, Tarpan and all everything, how the coming generation is getting benefited and how our ancestors is getting benefited?
Yeah.
That is, I want to just ask.
Yeah. Very, very good question. See, whatever we are doing, like पितृ तर्पण, जो भी तर्पण करते हैं, पहला ऐसा है ना कि ऐसा माना जाता है कि a soul exists in some body or the other. So जो भी तर्पण करते हैं, अमावस्या का करते हैं या जो भी श्राद्ध का जो करते हैं, जो भी करते हैं, wherever it's like, it's like an email address. Like we put an email address, it reaches a person, right? Same way, this particular tarpan or whatever we are doing, that offering reaches that particular soul. Whichever body it is in, it will reach there. And दूसरा क्या होता है ना, the benefit of meditation, ये भी गुरुदेव ने ही कहा है in same Kathopanishad only, the benefit of the meditation and the spiritual practices goes to about 7 generations above and 7 generations down. So the benefit goes down to the next generation. हमारे बच्चे, उनके बच्चे, सबको उसका फायदा मिलता है. That is another important reason why one must continue the meditation and all these practices. That's why it is said there are many people, who are not spiritual, but they find that their children become spiritual, right? So their life suddenly changes because उनका जो spiritual practices का फायदा parents को मिल जाता है. Yeah, and गुरुजी ने दूसरा भी कहा है कि it is like हमारे जो अकाउंट्स में बोलते हैं ना, क्रेडिट डेबिट बैलेंस. तो क्या होता है ना, जब हम साधना करते हैं, continuously you are doing your whatever, your kriya, your meditation, your sahaj, whatever, उसका सब पहले फायदा ना, benefit, it goes to your ancestors. Then it comes down. That is why many people asked, in fact, let me tell you, I myself have asked Guruji when I was doing an advanced course, because I had just done the happiness, those days it was called the basic course 21 years back. Yeah. So immediately within 3 months of doing the basic course, I went to, we have an ashram in Germany. वहां पे मैं गया advanced course करने. तो ये सवाल मैंने गुरुजी से किया कि गुरुजी मुझे अभी तक तो कुछ ज्यादा फायदा नजर नहीं आया क्रिया का। तो गुरुजी ने मुझसे यही कहा कि इसका फायदा जो पहले एंसेस्टर्स को जाता है फिर तुमको आएगा बाद में। Yeah. So continue. That's the only secret. Yeah. Yes.
This is working on various different levels, and that's the secret. If we try to go more scientific into it, बहुत जिंदगियां लग जाएंगी research करने के लिए.
Absolutely.
So complicated also, I can say.
Yeah.
I guess ये सेशन इतना अच्छा रहा सर आपके साथ, हम लोग ने बहुत डीपली डिस्कस किया इस टॉपिक को. Anyone wants to say something or ask something, you can ask.
Okay, I see some question which is asked. Everybody is going to die one day, but still fear persists. Can we do something so that we get death peacefully? Okay. See, the only thing is the fear will add more and more of the karma only, negative emotions. So every negative emotions is going to cause impressions. Better to get away from all these negative impressions by doing all the spiritual practices. That is the only solution that we know. And do a lot of chanting. Chanting be very important. Om Namah Shivaya. Gurudev हमेशा कहते हैं कि Om Namah Shivaya chant करो. That is a secret mantra for everything. Om Namah Shivaya chanting. Do your practices, meditation. Yeah, that's all. And keep doing hollow and empty. Advanced course. उसमें जो भी है ना खाली होता रहेगा. That's the only solution that we know of. Yeah.
Yes. तो ये काफी लोगों के तो सवाल इतने रहते हैं. We should keep some scope for Aho Niranjan also. There are so many secrets which we will gradually see when we progress in this human race. So I guess इतना अच्छा लगा. जो लोग भी देख रहे हैं, share this session to maximum people. ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को share करें और ताकि सब तक ये पहुंचे. ये 5 रहस्य का जस्ट ग्लिम्स मिल जाए. ऑब्वियसली एक टॉपिक इतना डिटेल में है कि उसमें तो और भी सेशंस हो सकते हैं, बट इट्स अ सीक्रेट आई गेस. तो वी जस्ट फील वंडर अबाउट इट. और जो लोग पहली बार देख रहे हैं, सब्सक्राइब भी करें इस चैनल को. वो वी डू दिस सेशंस डेली. भैया जाने से पहले थोड़ा सा आपकी जर्नी के बारे में भी जानना चाहेंगे बिफोर वी कंक्लूड. एंड योर लाइक हाउ मीन्स गुरुदेव, और आपके मुंह से गुरुदेव के बारे में इन शॉर्ट सुनना है.
ओके, या सो मेरा जर्नी ऐसे शुरू हुआ ना कि मेरी वाइफ ने पहले मेरी वाइफ को माइग्रेन था, सीवियर माइग्रेन. शी वाज अ माइग्रेन पेशेंट. सो शी हैड ट्राइड ऑल काइंड ऑफ मेडिसिन्स. काफी सारी दवाइयां ली, बहुत सारे थेरेपिस्ट ट्राई किए, लेकिन कुछ उसका असर ही नहीं हो रहा था. फिर किसी ने हमको बताया, हम ऐसे किसी के घर में गए थे, तो किसी ने बताया कि व्हाई डोंट यू लर्न सुदर्शन क्रिया. तो मेरी वाइफ ने, उसके बाद मैंने मेरी वाइफ को कहा कि ठीक है अभी ज्वाइन कर लो. तो उसने कहा कि अभी सुदर्शन क्रिया करने के लिए वो मेडिकल बेनिफिट में इंक्लूडेड है क्या कंपनी का. तो मैंने कहा कि इंक्लूडेड नहीं है, लेकिन मैं स्पॉन्सर करूंगा, तुम करो. तो उसने पहले किया. फिर यू वोंट बिलीव, विद इन फ्यू मंथ्स the migraine attack completely came down to almost negligible. फिर उसके बाद 1 साल के बाद वो मेरे को कहती रही कि तुम क्रिया करो, तुम भी सीख जाओ. मैं कहता रहा कि ठीक है, मेरे को तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, मैं तो आराम से करूंगा, कोई जल्दी नहीं है. Then one fine day, suddenly this thought also came to my mind that I should also learn it. ऐसे करके मैंने I also joined this happiness program. So all these programs we are done when you are staying in this place called Muscat. So वहां से हमारी जर्नी शुरू हुई. फिर काफी सारे हमने कोर्सेस किए. फिर we were volunteering and all that, and then we also became teachers in the path. And in between we were kind of doing wherever Gurudev used to go ना, कि एडवांस कोर्स वहां जाके हम लोग करते रहे. तो उसमें जहाँ भी गुरुदेव होते हैं ना, एडवांस कोर्स करने में बहुत मजा आता है वहां पे, है ना. गुरुदेव प्रेजेंस मेक्स सो मच ऑफ डिफरेंस. ऐसे करते रहे, एंड देन बस ऐसे ही चलता रहा. देन वी बिकेम टीचर्स. या अभी चल रहा है. हमारे बच्चों ने भी किया है. बोथ, और वी हैव गॉट 2 boys by the way. So both of them have done this all the programs, they have done right from, there was a program called Little Angels. It is before the Art Excel. So मेरा छोटा लड़का जो था ना, उसका 3-4 साल का कुछ था, तभी से उसने करने लगा. So they have done all this Art Excel, yes plus Samadhi. They also progressed in the path. So that's it.
Wonderful. Yeah. This like Gurudev chooses. सबको तो हम कितने सारे लोग होते हैं जो आते हैं in this path, but very few people are there who just recognize it. So I guess you are the chosen one because you have like आपके बच्चे. हाँ समीर जी, you are asking something. Please go ahead.
जय गुरुदेव भैया.
जय गुरुदेव.
वेरी ब्रिलियंट सेशन एक्चुअली. भैया एक आज ही एक चीज मैं सुन रहा था, एक स्पिरिचुअली रियलाइज्ड सोल से मैं सुन रहा था. वो ये कह रहे थे कि जो बेसिकली थ्योरी ऑफ कर्मा जिस पे बेस्ड होता है, तो इट इज नथिंग बट जो भी हम कर्मा कर रहे हैं, वेदर इन मनसा कर्मा वाचा, जो भी हम छोटा से छोटा माइक्रो एक्ट भी जो कर रहे हैं, तो ये इट इज नथिंग बट द एनर्जी ऑफ द यूनिवर्स. एंड वो एक इलेक्ट्रिक करंट के रूप में हमसे जाती है और वापस लौट के उसी सोल को वापस आती है, वेदर इट इज विद इन 1 minute और विद इन 1 lifetime और मे बी इन 1 crore lifetimes it may come back, but it has to come back. I just want to know one thing, that whatever that has gone from the soul, the energy of the universe, which is nothing of the soul, but it is the universal energy of the universe. तो ये गुरु जो गुरुदेव का हमारा जीवन में जो आते हैं, और उसके वजह से उसका सिवियरिटी कम कैसे हो जाता है, क्योंकि द यूनिवर्स का लॉ तो ये कहेगा कि वो जो गया है वो वैसे ही आएगा. तो गुरुदेव का अगर हमारे जीवन में उनका कृपा है, तो इसका वो डिफ्लेक्ट कैसे हो जाता है, या उसका सिवियरिटी कम कैसे हो जाता है, ये थोड़ा मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया.
करेक्ट, वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. अभी ये भी वही बात है कि है ना, जो भी कर्म हम करते हैं ना, जो मनसा वाचा कर्म ना जो भी बोलते हैं ना, उसका योर मेनी टाइम्स यू डू सर्टेन एक्शंस एज पर योर माइंड, योर थॉट. सो उसका हर चीज का कुछ ना कुछ कर्मा होता ही रहता है. इट मे बी गुड और इट मे बी बैड. एंड उसका असर जो है ना, कभी जैसे आपने कहा था, किसी ने कहा है कि इट कैन कम इन दिस लाइफ टाइम, इट कैन गो टू सेवरल लाइफ टाइम्स. जो ऐसा है ना कि जब हम पौधा लगाते हैं तो कुछ पौधे जल्दी उग जाते हैं, whereas कुछ पौधे को बहुत टाइम लगता है ना. लाइक कोकोनट ट्रीज टेक अबाउट 30 years टू गिव द फ्रूट्स. सो वैसे ही प्रिंसिपल है उसका. ओके, दैट कीप्स ऑन कंटिन्यूइंग. बट एक गुरु हमारे जिंदगी में आते हैं ना, तो उनका ग्रेस जो है उसकी वजह से, और जो हो हमको जो सिखाते हैं, जो ध्यान सिखाते हैं, तो गुरुदेव इज ओनली a kind of what you can say a stepping stone या guide जो बोलते हैं ना, तो वो आपको राह दिखाते हैं कि कैसे उसको how to come out of this karma cycle. या तो जितना ज्यादा आप मेडिटेशन करोगे, क्रिया करोगे, सत्संग करोगे, सेवा करोगे, वो तरीका है जो हमारा जो कर्म है, जो कर्मा जो है, उसको नेगेटिव से पॉजिटिव करने का. That is the role of the guru. Yeah.
Yes.
उन्होंने बहुत सारा टेक्निक भी दिया है ना, बहुत सारा मंत्र दिया है. तो उसको सब फॉलो करने से क्या होता है ना, ऐसे गुरु होते हैं तो वो हमको रास्ता दिखाते हैं बस. एंड गुरुदेव का ग्रेस जो है ना, ग्रेस ऑफ द गुरु प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन आवर लाइफ, राइट. सो डेफिनेटली द गुरुज ग्रेस कैन रिड्यूस द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ योर कर्मा टू सम एक्सटेंट. But the guru cannot totally remove. That's what Gurudev says. Because totally remove होने से क्या होता है? It's against the law of the nature of karma. Yes.
And we are so happy.
Amazing session. Yes, amazing session. Do come once again to give in another topic. Ki really we enjoyed a lot and we learned many things. Even though it's like revision जैसा हो गया कि भी पढ़ा जैसे, but again we have recollected those things. Really amazing session for your wonderful knowledge. Do come once again to share again. So please provide us time. Give us your precious time for us one more time. We had a very nice session. Thank you.
मैं एक बात
अभिषेक, बोलिए.
I would like to tell something in a very जो थोड़ा deeper में बात बोलना चाहूंगा. When we are in the sangha of devotees, when we are in the sangha of knowledge, I would like to tell each and every one of you that you are creating a lot of good karmas. और ये चीज जो आप क्रिएट कर रहे हो अभी यहाँ पे, जो बैंक अकाउंट आप अपना भर रहे हो, उसका जो आपको फल मिलेगा, दैट यू विल एंजॉय बहुत दिन तक. बिकॉज आई गेस दिस इज वन ऑफ द थिंग्स जो होता है. बैड कर्मास ही हमारे दिमाग में, गुड कर्मास भी तो होते हैं. एंड यू ऑल आर टेकिंग दैट राइट नाउ. और आप इसको शेयर करो, ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोगों को इस पाथ में लेके आओ. Then again you will see कि आने वाले कितने आपकी पीढ़ियां और आने वाले आपके कितने जन्म इस चीज से, छोटे से चीज से बेनिफिट हो रहे होंगे. This might sound very small, but this is actually very big thing. ये सत्संग में आना ये किस्मत वालों के ही, like people who are lucky enough, they have that इच्छा, they have that desire कि okay नहीं, let's go and listen to knowledge. Am I right, Krishnan sir? Should like to say.
बिल्कुल सही. मैं 2 लाइन गाना चाहूंगा. Is it okay?
Yes.
I would like to sing 2 lines. ठीक है. This is for our गुरुदेव. ये थोड़ा फिल्मी गाना है, फिर भी I like to sing. चाहे कहो इसे मेरी मोहब्बत, चाहे हंसी में उड़ा लो. ये क्या हुआ मुझको खबर नहीं, हो सके तुम ही बता दो. तुमने कदम जो रखा जमीन पर, सीने में क्यों जनकार हुई. रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई, और गले का हार हुई. सुबह को जब हम नींद से जागे, आँख उन्हीं से चार हुई. रात कली एक ख्वाब में आई, और गले का हार हुई. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Very good, Dave. Thank you for this opportunity, Abhishek, Vandana, and Shubhangi. Yeah, thank you.